Welcome to Zigmatech Learning Hub. I will be your instructor for agricultural science. For this class, we are going to be taking our exercises from the Examguide app. If you don't have the application already installed on your device, I will want you to download the app in order to follow along in this class. Examguide is the leading educational app that helps students prepare adequately for various exams like UTME, post-UTME, WEAC, GCE, KCPE, IJMB, JUPEB, Cowbellpedia, BECE, JSCE, NCEE, NECO, to mention a few. You can download the app from www.examguide.com or Google Play Store. Please subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell to be updated on new videos. Ready for today's class? Okay, let's get started. The use of rocks has had a huge impact on the cultural and technological development of the human race. Rocks have been used by humans for at least 2 million years. The mining of rocks for its metal or its metal content has been one of the most important factors of human advancement and has progressed at different rates in different places, partly because of the kind of metals available from the rock in such regions, metals like gold, silver, copper. Now in this lesson, we will discuss rock formation. So our topic for today is rock formation. Now the specific objectives are what you need to know by the end of this lesson, so you should be able to state the types of rocks and the process of rock formation. You should also be able to mention the characteristics of the 3 main types of rocks. And finally, you should be able to discuss the economic importance of rocks in agriculture and to man. Now let's look at the definition of rocks. What is a rock? A rock is defined as a solid part of the Earth's crust consisting of aggregates, which has to do with mixtures of minerals. So it's a solid part. That solid part of the Earth's crust is what is called a rock. And it consists of what? Minerals. Now these rock masses are believed to have been formed from what is called the molten mass. So these rock masses are formed from molten mass called magma. Rocks can also be defined as the mineral material of the Earth. Now a rock is a combination of different mineral materials. Now let's take a look at these mineral materials. We have mineral materials such as quartz, feldspar, mica, and hornblende. These are examples of some minerals, elements that are found in rocks. And the quartz is white in color, which is essentially silica, which is made up of silicon and oxygen. Feldspar is pink in color. Mica is white in color. It could be white and it could be black. If it's white, it's called muscovite, and if it is black, it's called biotite. While hornblende, which is also amphibole, is an iron. It's which are ions and magnesium containing minerals. So we need to understand that these are some of the mineral elements that are found in rocks. So these are primarily mineral elements present in igneous rocks, which is a type of rock. We'll get there to understand the various types of rocks. Now, since the Earth crust is made up of rocks, they say the nature and the characteristics of these rocks do influence the properties of the soil that is obtained from them. So you need to know that rocks, once they undergo what is called weathering to form soil, you would find out that the properties found in this soil are influenced by the characteristic and the nature of the rocks from which this soil is gotten from. So looking at the types of rocks, we have 3 major types of rocks which are called the igneous rocks, the sedimentary rocks, and the metamorphic rocks. So what are igneous rocks? Now how are these rocks formed? They are formed when this molten magma, which is usually ejected from beneath the Earth's crust, undergoes some form of cooling and solidification. That is how igneous rocks are formed. And this magma results from high temperature and pressure, which is beneath the Earth's surface. Let's take a look at the types of igneous rocks. We have what is called the plutonic or intrusive igneous rock, and we have the extrusive or the volcanic or extrusive igneous rocks. Now, looking at the plutonic or intrusive igneous rock, these are rocks formed when the molten magma cools and solidifies slowly before it gets to the surface of the Earth. And when erosion takes place as a result of prolonged erosion, which has to do with washing away of topsoil, these plutonic rocks will later be exposed to the surface of the Earth. Now, examples of plutonic rock are granite, gabbro, and diorite. So these are examples of plutonic rock, which are, I repeat, granite, gabbro, and diorite. Looking at another type of igneous rock, which is called the volcanic or extrusive igneous rock, as I mentioned earlier, is a type of rock that is formed when the molten magma cools and solidifies rapidly on getting to the surface of the Earth. So remember, intrusive igneous rock is cools and solidifies slowly before getting to the surface of the Earth, while volcanic or extrusive igneous rock is when the molten magma cools and solidifies rapidly on getting to the surface of the Earth. So that's the difference between these two types of igneous rocks. And an example of the volcanic igneous rock is what is called basalt. Let's take a look at the characteristics of igneous rocks. They are usually glassy in appearance. They are crystalline in structure. They do not occur in layers. They also do not contain fossils, which are the dead remains of plants and animals, and they are usually very hard. So taking a look at the pictorial representations of some of the examples of igneous rock, you can see the picture of granite. This is an intrusive igneous rock. We have gabbro, which is also an intrusive igneous rock. We have diorite, which is also an intrusive igneous rock. Basalt, which is an extrusive, that's volcanic igneous rock. We also have pumice, which is also an igneous rock. Now let's take a look at another type of rock called sedimentary rock. Now, how are sedimentary rocks formed? They are formed by the deposition of fossils. And what are fossils? These are dead remains of plants and animals. So they are formed by the deposition of fossils and minerals, which are called sediments, derived from the physical and chemical weathering of pre-existing rocks. So they are derived from the physical and chemical weathering, which has to do with the breaking down of rocks to form soil, of pre-existing rocks, which are held together by cementing agents under the influence of pressure. Now, these sediments they could be deposited either by water, by wind, or by ice. And also, these sediments are accumulated in layers or strata. After a long period of time, they now become hardened to form what is called sedimentary rocks. So sedimentary rocks can also be referred to as stratified rocks. And we need to also take note of this fact that the plane between two or each of these strata is called the bedding plane. Now let's take a look at the characteristics of sedimentary rocks. You can see that sedimentary rocks do occur in layers or stratas or sheets. So they are also called stratified rocks. They are coarse in texture. That means they are rough in texture. They are non-crystalline in structure. They also contain fossils of plants, which are the dead, and animals, which are dead remains of plants and animals. And they are not hard. They are also not resistant to erosion because they are not hard. Now let's look at some types of sedimentary rocks. here we have what is called mechanically formed sedimentary rocks. We have organically formed sedimentary rocks, and we also have chemically formed sedimentary rocks. So starting with mechanically formed sedimentary rocks, these are rocks formed from sediments of other rocks. They are formed from sediments of other rocks that have accumulated and cemented together over a period of time. And examples of this type of sedimentary rocks are sandstone, breccia, shale, clay, conglomerate. We have organically formed sedimentary rock as another type of sedimentary rock, and these are rocks that are formed from the remains of living organisms, which are plants and animals. And here we have what is called calcareous rocks and carbonaceous rocks. Now, what are calcareous rocks? These are sedimentary rocks formed from the remains of animals like corals or fish shells. And an example of a calcareous sedimentary rock is limestone and chalk. We also have what is called carbonaceous rocks or carbonaceous sedimentary rocks. Now, these are rocks formed from the remains of vegetable matter such as swamps and forests, and examples of such carbonaceous rocks include coal, peat, lignite, and petroleum. Now, another type of sedimentary rock here we have is what is called chemically formed sedimentary rocks. Now, these are rocks that have precipitated chemically from rock solutions, and they include potash, sodium chloride, which is a common salt that we are familiar with, most of us. We also have gypsum and dolomite. So we'll take a look at the pictorial representation of these various types of sedimentary rock, or various examples of sedimentary rocks. We have sandstone as a mechanically formed sedimentary rock. So we also have breccia, which is another mechanically formed sedimentary rock. This is shale, which is a picture of a mechanically formed sedimentary rock. This is clay, another picture of a mechanically formed sedimentary rock. We have conglomerate too. When you hear conglomerate, it means a combination of different types of rocks here. So this is another mechanically formed sedimentary rock. We have limestone, which is a calcareous sedimentary rock. That means it's formed from the remains of living things, which are plants and animals, or like the shell of fish. Then we also have chalk too, which is another calcareous sedimentary rock, which is organically formed. Okay, now this is coal, the picture of coal, which is another carbonaceous sedimentary rock that is organically formed. Another picture of peat, which is a carbonaceous sedimentary rock organically formed. This is a picture of lignite, which is also a carbonaceous sedimentary rock. And this is a picture of petroleum, which is also a carbonaceous sedimentary rock. While those that are formed chemically, that's chemically formed sedimentary rock, we have potash. This is a picture of potash. This is a picture of sodium chloride. And this is a picture of gypsum. And finally, we have a picture of dolomite. So let's go to metamorphic rocks. What are metamorphic rocks? These are changed rocks. So take note of the word. Metamorphic rocks are changed rocks, and they are formed from pre-existing igneous or sedimentary rocks, which have been changed as a result of great heat and pressure. So metamorphic rocks are changed rocks formed from pre-existing igneous or sedimentary rocks. Let's take a look at the characteristics of metamorphic rocks. Some of them may occur in layers or stratas. They may be hard and massive. They are non-crystalline in structure, and they could exist in different colors and texture, and some may contain fossils. So you can see they have some of the qualities that are observed in sedimentary rocks. So these are the characteristics of metamorphic rocks. Examples of metamorphic rocks, we have slates, which is a metamorphic rock that is formed from shale or mudstone, which is a sedimentary rock consisting of clay particles. So slates is a metamorphic rock formed from shale or mudstone. We have marble as another metamorphic rock, which is formed from limestone, which is a sedimentary rock. Remember, we said they are formed from pre-existing rocks, which could be either igneous or sedimentary. So marble is formed from limestone, which is a sedimentary rock. Then we have quartzite, which is formed from sandstone, which is a sedimentary rock. So quartzite is a metamorphic rock formed from sandstone, which is a sedimentary rock. We have gneiss, which is a metamorphic rock that is formed from granite, which is an intrusive igneous rock. We have schists, which is a metamorphic rock formed from basalt, which is an extrusive igneous rock. We have graphite, which is also a metamorphic rock formed from coal, that is a sedimentary rock, which is actually a carbonaceous, organically formed sedimentary rock. Let's take a look at the economic importance of rocks in agriculture. How is rock important in agriculture? One, soil is formed from rocks. So it's formed from the disintegration of rocks, or the breaking down of rocks, which is actually a weathering process. Plant nutrients are also gotten from rocks. Plant nutrients like iron, calcium, potassium, both macronutrients and micronutrients are gotten from rocks. Rocks can also be used for sharpening our farm tools, like knives and cutlass, and granite is a rock that is usually used to sharpen our farm tools, like knives and cutlasses. Rocks can also be used for breaking hard objects or some hard fruits, like kernels and seeds of plants. It can also be used as grits in livestock feed formation. Rocks can also, some may contain calcium. They generally contain calcium and magnesium, and these are good liming materials to control acidity of our soil and our ponds, fish ponds. Rocks can also be used as feed additives. For example, the salt lick, which can help to supply iodine for our animal health. Let's take a look at the economic importance of rocks to man. And here we have rocks like granite can be used as grinding stone. It can also be a source of metals which are gotten by mining. Here we have gold, silver, copper, and aluminium, some metals that have been gotten from rocks. They can also beautify, some beautiful rocks can also be used, of course, to decorate our houses. Yes, I'm right, to beautify our environment. So they could be polished. Marble can be polished as an ornament, and this can be used for decorating floors, walls of buildings, and churches, as seen in the picture there. Sedimentary rocks like coal is a source of fuel for domestic, commercial, and industrial purposes. It can be served to generate heat for cooking. And rock salt, which is called sodium chloride, also known as table salt, can provide minerals which are used in our food. Sedimentary rocks can also be used as raw materials for industries. For example, limestone can be used for making cement. Dolomite can be used for making marble, which can also, dolomite and marble can be used for manufacturing glasses and house paints. Rocks such as granite and limestone can also be used for construction of our roads, buildings, bridges, and walkways. Rocks can also serve as a tourist center or a center for tourism. An example is the Olumo Rock, which is found in Ogun State, or located in Ogun State. Now, rocks can also be used by scientists for research purposes. So far, we've learned quite a lot today. Let's just take a look at what we've learned so far. So we defined rock as a solid part of the Earth's crust consisting of aggregates or mixtures of minerals, and we looked at the various types of rocks, which include the three main types of rocks, which are the igneous rocks, which are formed from the solidification of molten magma, and we also looked at the sedimentary rock, which is formed from the remains of dead plants and animals, which are called fossils, and we also looked at metamorphic rocks, which are formed from pre-existing rocks, and these metamorphic rocks are called changed rocks. We also talked about the importance of rocks in agriculture and to man, and the importance include formation of soil, that's to agriculture, source of plant nutrients, construction purposes, serving as feed additives, source of metals. They could also be used as ornaments. They could serve as minerals, and also a center of tourism. And finally, they could also be used for research purposes. So let's take a look at some questions using our exam guide. This question says, the new rock formed when limestone is subjected to great heat and pressure. Pressure is called A, slate, B, graphite, C, marble, D, gneiss. So the answer here is marble. So when limestone is subjected to great heat and pressure, the rock that is formed, which is now a metamorphic rock, is marble. The type of rock formed from accumulation of materials transported by water is called A, sedimentary rock, B, igneous rock, C, metamorphic rock, D, plutonic rock. The answer is sedimentary rock. Which of the following is an example of an igneous rock? A, basalt, B, dolomite, C, limestone, D, marble. The answer is basalt. Basalt is an extrusively formed igneous rock. Dolomite is sedimentary, limestone sedimentary, marble is metamorphic, is a metamorphic rock. So the answer is A, basalt. Okay, this question says an example of an igneous rock is A, granite, B, limestone, C, coal, and D, sandstone. The answer here is granite. Granite is an intrusively formed igneous rock. Limestone is a sedimentary, coal is sedimentary rock, sandstone is a sedimentary rock. So the answer is A. Thank you for participating in today's class. You can practice more questions using the Exam Guide app. The app scores and gives a detailed explanation of all the questions at the end of your practice test. You can learn a particular topic of interest with different modes like study mode, mock mode, and practice mode. It also has other features that make learning fun. It is a must-have for all serious students. Download from www.examguide.com if you don't have it yet. See you in the next class. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, hit the notification bell, and share the video to people that would benefit from it.